My name is Jayme Reese, and I'm the high school facilitator here at Prodigy. Where I'm from, I'm originally from Northern Illinois, but we landed here when I was 15, here in Cape Girardeau. I moved away for a while, and I'm married to my husband, Josh, and we have 3 girls. My education background, I attended Hannibal-LaGrange College in Hannibal, Missouri. I graduated from there in 2000 and have been in education ever since. And I have been in and out of different types of education, whether it be preschool to high school to administration, all sorts of different responsibilities within the education system. And I've been at Prodigy for 7 years. I think the biggest thing that makes Prodigy stand out to me is that we start every day centered around the Lord and like, what does He want us to do? Where are we going in our education and our curriculum from what His perspective is? And so when we start that, then the day's peaceful and the day is unique and individualized to the students and to what they are passionate about. I think another thing that stands out to me about Prodigy is the individualization that we can give each student. When I think of students that are having a hard day or they've struggled in a typical traditional school setting and they come here, they flourish because it's out of the box thinking. It's not a locked in, one and done kind of a deal. I think one way that I teach uniquely is I ask a lot of questions. And I actually learned that from Mr. Grammer himself. And when he came into my classroom when I first started teaching here, he just kind of was asking the students questions, and I was like in shock of how just asking them questions led to so many deep conversations. And so I've taken that on kind of as my tactic. And the kids often will be like, "You don't ever answer us, you just keep asking us more questions." And so it's my tactic of trying to get them to think deeper, to think critically, to go further than what they think that they can. The thing I appreciate most about teaching at Prodigy is the community. I often tell people that the staff feels like my own small group, feels like my accountability, my family, my friends, and just the autonomy that we as teachers have to be unique in our own sense of teaching, but also to lean on each other and steal ideas from each other. And I think that's my biggest thing that I hold very close to my heart. Field trips and guest speakers, man, I've had a lot of those. That's one thing that we hold very highly, especially in high school. And last year, my class created our own magazine, and within that we went on about 160 field trips or had those people in as guest speakers. So it was networking for the students, letting them see different job opportunities that are out there for them. And so we were constantly going somewhere, full days of field trips, bopping from one place to the next to see what was out in our community and beyond. I think one of the best ways that I partner with parents is by just texting them. A lot of them, I actually kind of have a conversation with them. Do you prefer text? Do you prefer email? Do you prefer a phone call? And some want a phone call, and some just want me to text them. They don't want a phone call or anything. A lot of them want face-to-face time. So I have a couple of ways that I try to do that weekly, sometimes daily. The pickup line, because I do dismissal, I have a touch point with them every day. So that's really fun. And it could be just something silly like, "Hey, guess what so-and-so did today? This was really cool. I saw this this leadership quality come out," or something like that. I try to make it a priority that they can get a hold of me whenever they need to, and try to have that open communication with them. And I feel like I have a really good relationship with the parents. And another way that I try to connect with the parents is because we have so many awesome professionals within just my classroom even, I have had a lot of them in as guest speakers. So for instance, we're doing human anatomy right now, and I have several doctors within my classroom. So we actually are going to a doctor's office next week. I had a doctor come in last week and do some talk on what he does every day. And so just connecting them in those senses, inviting them on field trips. We have something that we're going to a cadaver lab soon, and a dad's joining us on that field trip. So it's going to be really fun just to have them in and out of the classroom. One of the best ways that I prepare the students to be a leader is by empowering them. And when I say that, what I mean is giving them opportunities to network, giving them opportunities to know that they can do it on their own. And so, for instance, I recently had one of my students reach out to the head of kinesiology at SEMO, and he set up an interview time for himself and his team to go work on their science fair project with this man and interview him and get all professional insights from him. And he did that all on his own. He came to me, asked permission. I said, go for it. And he did it, set it up, and they went. One of probably the most memorable, moving experiences that I've had while teaching at Prodigy, there's been many, but my oldest graduated from Prodigy. And I know that's kind of personal. It's not really as a teacher, I guess, but to watch the change that came about in her life, it was like a proud mama moment. But then also as her teacher, I saw her flourish in ways that I never thought that she would. Or she probably wouldn't have if she hadn't been here at Prodigy. And so that is probably one thing that I'll always remember, is just the way that she went from being very shy and quiet, even her freshman year here, to the leader and even the teacher that she is now. So that's something that I will always remember. If money and logistics were not an issue, I would love to have a full kitchen in my classroom. I think we could utilize that in so many different ways. I think that we also, as a campus, need another vehicle. So I think that would be another asset to the whole community of Prodigy. Okay, so if money and logistics weren't an issue, where would I take my students? Selfishly, I'd take them to Italy, because that's where I want to go. I think there's so much rich history within Italy, and it's just something that I want to explore myself. I would also love to take them to the Holy Land, because what better place to walk than where Jesus walked? So that would be two of my top things that I would love to do with them. If I could have them meet anybody, who would I want them to meet? And I know this sounds very cliche and very cheesy, but I would want them to meet Jesus. Like I tell them often, if I don't do anything but I show you Jesus, I want you to be there when I get there. I want to see your face again. And so I know that sounds cheesy, but I want them to know who my Savior is. I want them to know who I love and why I love him. So that's who I want them to meet.
Sure. Okay.